Hello everybody, this is Mr. Rival. Welcome back to another episode of Los Angeles Clippers MyNBA series here on NBA 2K24. Today we start an Eastern Conference road trip on the road from the East for the next 4 games, followed by a 5th at Golden State. So a big game here to start it off on a potential positive note against the 16-20 Detroit Pistons. If you're excited for this one, make sure you drop that like and you subscribe down below, especially if you want more basketball content. As our Clippers strive to try to get to 500, we sit 17-18. A win would get us to that point. But we're here at tip-off in a center court, and it will be won by the Detroit Pistons. And we are underway as they will start 16-20 going into this game, 10th in the Eastern Conference. So still a fringe playoff team. They have a very intriguing young squad. We don't get to see Eastern Conference teams very often, so I'm excited for this game. As there's a 3-ball to begin, and that rattles in and out. First possession now here for the Clippers. George gets inside, swings it around to the corner for Covington, and he's going to knock down the triple. So the Clippers will get the scoring off first with a big Cove triple in the corner. Second possession now here for the Pistons, as Cunningham's going to get inside, and he will pop and fire. Cade Cunningham, the 2021 #1 overall pick out of Oklahoma State. You can see his numbers, 25 points per game this year. He's really broken out this season. I would be very shocked if he's not named to his first All-Star game of this season, which is coming up. As on the other end, there's Paul George getting inside for 2. George, 22.6 points per game on the road, as well as 4.9 rebounds. As he'll be asked to do that again, because no Kawhi Leonard in the lineup tonight. He's getting the day off. As there's a mid-range shot from Cunningham that's off the mark. Clippers now with the basketball, quickly up to Harden. He's going to try to fire it across the court to George. He's going to reset. But like I was saying, no Leonard in the lineup. We are on an Eastern Conference road trip, and we do play back-to-back. We will play tomorrow night as well, as there's a block from Nicholas Claxton. So Leonard will get the night off tonight. George and Harden will get it off tomorrow, just to kind of pace out the big three a little bit, as that shot is off the mark. Here come the Clippers. Currently their starters tonight: Harden, George, Highland, Covington, and Zubats. As here's Highland in the corner for 3, and again it works. Nice penetration inside, kick it to the corner. It's worked out twice so far tonight, as the Clippers now lead 8-2. Meanwhile, your starters for the Pistons: Cade Cunningham, Ausar Thompson, Bojan Bogdanovic, Denny Avdija, and Nicholas Claxton. As there's a mid-range shot. And once again, Cade Cunningham, his numbers again on the screen. His best season by far, as he leads this young Pistons squad. On the other end, George over to Harden at the top of the key. James Harden just letting the shot clock get inside. 10 seconds. Going to take his man isolation. Draws a little bit of a double. Kicks over to Covington. Back over to Harden. Mid-range 2, and it's up and in. James Harden, 25.2 points for him this year, as he's done very well in what has been his first full season as a Los Angeles Clipper, obviously acquired last year from the Philadelphia 76ers. As here's a switch now, Cunningham being guarded by Harden. As he kicks it to the top of the key, here's Ausar Thompson for 3, and that one is buried. Not much of a three-point shooter is Thompson, but he fires from it deep, more of a cutting it to the basket kind of player. A nice shot for him, cuts it again to a 3-point deficit. As here's Harden with it, trying to get a screen from Zubats, gets plenty of space. He's going to fire from 3, and he's going to miss. So James Harden misses the wide open look, as meanwhile on the other end to the basket goes Denny Avdija, and he gets fouled by James Harden. So not a good sequence for him. That'll send the former Washington Wizard to the free throw line, as Avdija came over from Washington on a 3-year, $45 million contract in the offseason. He misses both of his free throws. Not a good look for him, as I talk about him. As now here's Highland on the other end. Bones drives to the basket, lobs it up, but it's intercepted. Nicholas Claxton goes up like a safety and grabs that one. And at least the 2 points on the other end. Denny Avdija, who couldn't get it done at the free throw line, he gets it done at the basket. 10-9 now, your score. As here's Zubats for a dribble handoff to Harden. He's going to drive inside, draw some defenders in, but he misses. But here's Zubats with the offensive board, and he misses the putback as well. That's a good look you don't want to cough up, as meanwhile The Pistons will look to take advantage as Claxton getting right to the basket, and he will draw the foul. So Nicholas Claxton will go to the line for 2 free throws. 7.3 points per game for the big, and shooting 58% from the field this season. As he knocks down both his free throws, and it gives the Pistons their first lead of the ball game, 11-10. Here's Harden on the other end. Going on his man. Step back. Long 2. No. Rattles around the rim. Rebounded by the Pistons over to Cunningham. As the star guard pulls it back a little bit. Offense runs through him. 6'7" he stands. And he's got this size advantage on Highland tonight. But he gets swatted at the rim by Covington. He went up against a big. And it got sent right into the floor. As here's on the other end, Paul George over to Harden. And a reset at the top of the key. Inside 10 seconds to go. Here's Highland getting off of the screen. Bones now with it. Drives inside. Goes up and a little too strong off the glass. Pistons collect the board. Abdija will bring it up the court. Here's Thompson again. Gets a screen. Cuts it over to the corner for Bogdanovich, who knocks down the tray ball, and the Clippers will call timeout, trailing by 4. And we will go to the end of the first quarter, where we actually have a 3-point lead now. So a swing in the second part of the first, 35-32. As we'll go into the second now. 4:23 to go in the first half. Still up by 5 are the Clippers. As here's Abdija, who gives it up for Sir Thompson. He's going to take the long 2, and he's going to miss. Rebounded by Covington up to Harden, who you can see is in takeover mode. He's started to, of course, take this game over, hence why he's in the mode. As he gets off of the screen, hop step inside, draws a triple team. Zubac's in the corner. Please don't take the 3. I don't know why you're even standing at the 3-point line. So they give it up to Harden. Try again on the pick and roll. He gets by his man. Defense collapses down. Harden with a circus layup. He gets fouled. And you can see 20 points on the night for James Harden. Now 21. That's why he's in takeover mode. He's having himself a heck of a night from the field. Picking up where Kawhi Leonard would be at. Got to make up for it. The man missing. 52-45 now. Here are your scores. Here's Horton Tucker with it. He's going to take a 3 ball. That's a good look, but a quick possession ends in no points. As Harden will collect the rebound himself. You know he's going to push the pace. Going to reset, gets the screen, and he's going to get fouled. Almost makes the circus shot. Abdija going to be called for it, and again Harden will do what he does best, and that's get to the free throw line. And he will, of course, make both of his free throws. Continue. Up now to 24 points on the night is the Beard. This is now a 9-point lead here for LAC. Here's Marvin Bagley now with a long 2. He's going to miss. Rebounded by George. Clippers will give him those long shots all night if that's what it takes, but it's an interception on the other end. George tried to force it to Harden. Horton Tucker in the passing lane. Here's Sir Thompson getting inside, and that's what he does best, driving to the basket and being able to finish. Cuts it back down to a 7-point lead as Harden, still in takeover mode, gets by his defender, draws a double, and he's just going to reset in the paint. I'd like them to be a little more aggressive right there, but nonetheless, Harden gets off the screen, gets a wide open 3, and again he misses. So James Harden hasn't been as efficient from downtown, doing most of his damage in the paint and at the free throw line tonight. As here's a triple from Horton that's off the mark. Bagley gets the rebound. Take 2. This time he doesn't miss. That is Talen Horton Tucker, the former Utah Jazz, who came over in the offseason on a 1-year deal to Detroit. They were pretty active in a free agency. Less than 3 minutes to go here in the first half. Over to Covington right side. Being guarded by Abdija. Tries to get inside the paint. Has to pick up his dribble now. Over to Highland. Resets. 2 seconds on the shot clock. Gets a wide open 3 look, but he can't hit. A couple of these 3s have been good looks, but the Clippers just can't seem to get it to drop. Only leading now by 4s. It's been a nice little run here for the Pistons. 2 minutes to go now as we cross that warning mark. Abdija off the screen. Gets a 3 look, and he also hits. It's starting to rain 3s for the Pistons. Abdija, again, the former Washington Wizard, with a shot. Cuts it now to a 1-point lead for the Clippers. It was just a 9-point deficit. A little 8-0 run here for Detroit. Harden gets inside. He will get fouled. He will go to the line for 2 free throws. As he looks to try to get those points back. Hits the first and hits the second. 26 now for James Harden. You saw only 1 for 3 from downtown, so he's not doing it from deep. He's finding a way to get to the basket, and he's finishing. There's Cade Cunningham now back in the game. Draws Highland again. You can just see the size mismatch. Cunningham just gets inside and just bullies him underneath. 10 of those points of his 19 in the paint. Good job by the former Oklahoma State Cowboy to use his size to his advantage. As here's Harden gets an illegal screen. Actually, no, they're going to call Thompson on a personal foul on Zubac, so he'll go to the line for 2 free throws. I thought that was an illegal screen, but we will not complain nonetheless. But, of course, Zubac can't hit the first free throw, and the second one is also off the mark. So I guess ball don't lie. That's an 0-2 for attempt. And on the other end, Slow getting back leads to 2 points for Abdija. We'll call a timeout as we lose the lead. And we trail by 1 going into half. 59-58 your score. Will we have another exciting finish? We'll have to find out in the second half. Here begins the third quarter. We'll skip the halftime show tonight. There wasn't really much there to talk about as we get just into the second half of this game. It'll be the Clippers starting off with the basketball as Highland off of the screen. Now here's Cunningham guarding him. Cunningham's just the bigger guard. Even their other starting guard, Thompson, he's 6'7", so Highland just a little smaller out there tonight. As here on the other end off of a steal is Abdija in the corner, and he will miss. But rebounded by Nicholas Claxton. Good job getting the offensive board. Kicks out to Thomas for a long 2, and he will miss. So the Clippers are lucky that the Pistons didn't get anything on that possession. Harden tries to force it inside, but turned over. Cunningham in the passing lane. Out to Asur Thompson. Watch out as he was going to go up with it. But Harden with the contact. Lucky no foul was called on him because Thompson makes it. The second-year man from Pinecrest High School is putting together a pretty solid game. Did the unconventional route. He went to overtime elite before he was drafted. It's just nice to see a lot of alternate paths be available for these players in their path to go pro. You no longer have to do the one and done. But here on the other end, we're in the NBA right now, as Cunningham tries to drive inside. He draws George now, more of a size advantage for him, but so they're just going to kick it out to Bogdanovich. Again, Highland, the smaller defender on him, and he just uses his size and gets right to the basket. The Detroit Pistons picking on Highland tonight. 11 points now for Bogdanovich, 4 for 6, and there's just another errant pass. The Clippers just being too lackadaisical now with the basketball, as Claxton will get inside and finish at the rim. It's not been a good start for the Clippers. The former Brooklyn net, Nicholas Claxton, will go to the line. He can't connect on the old-fashioned three-point play. As Highland will now be taken out of the game, BJ Boston will enter instead. I like the call by Tyronn Lue. Get some size out there. Covington for 3 right side. Nice shot. Good job by Harden to draw on the defense. Allows the big man to connect. Cuts it back down to a much-needed 4-point deficit now here for the Clippers as Thompson pulls from it. The long 2 is off the mark, but Claxton doesn't care. He slams it home. A nice second chance point again there by the Pistons, and they are dominating, I would say, down low on the Clippers now. Like, majority of their points coming in the paint from both their bigs and their guards. Harden with a long three-pointer. That is not a good attempt there by James Harden. It does not go in. It's now a 6-point deficit. Abdija now with it being guarded by Boston. More of a size comparison now. Bogdanovich, though, wants to take a fadeaway 3 to the left. That's ambitious. It's off the mark. Now Paul George quickly pushes the pace. Waits for a screen. Gets it. Gets a pass to the basket. And he's going to finish with 2 hands and get an and 1. Asur Thompson called for the foul after the ferocious 2-hand dunk for PG-13. And he will connect on the 3-point play. And we again now trail 67-64. This is a nice job fighting in this game. They were down by 9 at one point. Now lead by 3 as there's a miss from Cunningham. He hasn't done that a lot tonight. As Boston will bring it up himself. Gets the screen. He's going to draw some defenders in. Has to pick up his dribble. Fires over to George. Good defense by the Pistons. Here comes another screen. George gets it. Lobs it up for Zubac, who finishes at the basket. Nice alley-oop, but there for the Clippers. Cuts it back down to just a 1-point lead for Detroit. 67-66 now. Cunningham inside for Claxton, and Zubac can't get back. It's almost like Zubac is stuck in quicksand sometimes. He is always the last one up the court, so And that'll happen from time to time. It'll lead to an easy basket for the other team. It's something I wish we'd fix. But it's hard to fix when your big has 12 speed. Here's George down low in the post. Right hand hook is in. Nice shot there by PG-13. He's up to 19 points on the night. 10 of those coming from that mid-range. So Harden scoring inside. George is at the mid-range. We're just missing the three-point basket tonight. Here's Avdija. Gets by Covington. Can't connect. Zubats with the rebound. A chance now here for the Clippers to take a lead. Trailing by 1. George has it. Waits for a screen. He doesn't get it. Stuck on him is Thompson, but he gets by him, gets to the basket, and gets fouled. We'll go to the end of the third quarter. The Clippers lead 91-88, so it's going to be a tight one going into the final quarter of play, and we'll go to the end of it. 2:30 to go in this game. The Pistons now lead by 5, 112-107. We will stick with this one until the final buzzer blows, as there's Covington with a miss. He has really put on the scoring points tonight, up over 40. As on the other end, here's Covington inside. He misses the easy layup. Thankfully, he does get his rebound back. Is over to Leonard, who's now had his off day ended. When the game's on the line, you can need everybody in the game, so Kawhi Leonard will get minutes here down the stretch. He gets on the board there with 2. Now 112-109. A one-possession game as we're inside 2 minutes. Cunningham off of the dribble handoff. Mid-range, fires and connects. Cunningham down the stretch has been electric. Pushes it back up to a 5-point lead. Here's Harden off of the screen. Gets inside. He'll draw a foul and a 1. Takes it to Thompson. Harden is trying to go tit for tat with Cunningham tonight as he gets those points right back and one more. So now it's a 2-point deficit here. Pistons lead 114-112. A lot of gas players in the court, but desperate times call for desperate measures as there's Cunningham with a nice spin move. Draws a foul. Goes to the line for 2 more free throws. I mean, he's taking it against James Harden now and Paul George. Highland is no longer in the lineup, so these are not easy slouches that Cunningham is putting on a show against. Definitely one of the bright young stars here in the NBA. This is now a 4-point lead. 90 seconds left here to go. Covington dribbling at the top of the key. George, He's going to take a 3-ball. It's ambitious. He misses. But Zubats with the offensive rebound. Can't finish. He gets it right back, though. Tries to go up with it for a 3rd time. He can't. 2 missed opportunities there. And you can see now the slowest man up the court. It's an advantage here for the Pistons. 5-on-4, but they can't connect. Tipped out, though, by Claxton. But Zubats able to get it. Maybe him being slow helped him out that time. Coming up on a minute, 4-point deficit. The Clippers want to slow it down a little bit. Not rush into any shot. Every possession down the stretch here matters. George gets the screen, and he gets fouled by Claxton. His 5th team foul, so one more and he fouls out. Nelson George to the line for 2 free throws. He makes the first, and he makes the second. So once again, 2-point deficit, a one-possession game, but we're inside a minute. You need all the stops you can get. You know it's going to run through Cunningham. Harden is there to meet him. Here comes the screen from Claxton. Cunningham gets by Zubats and finishes strong at the rack. Cade is trying to end this game by ending that rim. 4 points again. Cunningham up over 50 on the night. Yes, the 50 bomb is on display. It's hard. Thought about the 3-pointer. Instead, dishes it to George in the post. Draws a double. Somebody's open. Leonard cuts inside, fills the gap with a nice hard right-handed layup. As the claw again comes up clutch, and the Clippers will play the foul game. 27 seconds left to go. They'll send Sir Thompson to the line. And the OTE alum will miss the first free throw. The second one, he makes that one. So 3-point lead now. Clippers with 2 timeouts. They're not going to use one here. We'll see how long they hold on to the ball. Play clock, shot clock will be dead after this. As George comes, here comes the screen from Zubats. He gets by. Nice screen. That allows George to get right to the basket and finish with the 2 points. So now a 1-point deficit, 13.5 seconds. They got a foul. They'll foul Cunningham. Again, I keep swapping them up. He'll go to the line. He makes the first. Second free throw. Up and in. So again, 3 points separates these 2 squads. The Clippers will call timeout. 12.9 seconds. They can hold to the final shot if they want. Tyronn Lue is going to draw up something. It looks like he's going to make a little bit of an adjustment here. He wants Kawhi Leonard or Paul George on Cunningham. I don't disagree with that call. That'll help if this shot does not go in. Here's Leonard coming off the screen. He gets a wide open 3 look. The claw hits from downtown, clutch. 121 all knotted up are these two teams. The Pistons will call timeout. 10.5 seconds to go. And here's where the adjustment might come off. You know they're going to try to get the ball to Cunningham. George is on him. Here it is. PG-13 guarding Cade. 7 seconds left to go in this game. They get Thompson wide open. Harden bites on the fake, and he has a clear path to the basket. 2.4 seconds left to go, and the Pistons take the lead. You thought it was going to go to Cunningham. Instead, it's over to Thompson. He gets Harden to pump fake. Has a clear path to the basket. Now you lead by 2. 2.4 seconds left to go here. This is probably the last chance. They're going to give it to George. He's going to go for the win in the corner. A good look, but he can't get it to fall. And the Clippers will lose this one by a final score of 123 to 121. Exciting game down the stretch. The Clippers had a good shot at it, but they couldn't get it to go. George cannot hit the shot this time. He did a couple weeks ago to send us to overtime against the Warriors, but couldn't get it tonight. Just a tough loss. Cunningham, 54 points. Goodness. Is that man a superstar or what? You can see the rest of the Pistons numbers on your screen. We, on the other hand, we were led by James Harden, who put up 40 points for us, 31 for George. Even in 6 minutes, Leonard had 11, and that's kind of the problem for this team. Outside of our big three or bench, they need to play a little better. They need to give some of the stress off of our big three if we want to win some of these games. The next night, we lose to the Hawks, who have sold the farm 96-85 in a struggling performance. And then we do beat the Raptors, though, in Toronto, 126-110. Russell Westbrook does not get revenge on us in this one. He only had 11 points while we beat the Raptors. 2 trades in the NBA, and they're 2 big ones. Abdija, who we just saw on the Pistons, has been traded to the Utah Jazz, as well as Talen Horton-Tucker, who's already reunited with the team he was on last year. While the Pistons will get a couple players in return, they get Colin Sexton to be another backup guard for them, as well as Gordon Hayward. The return for him in Utah was short-lived. But the second trade is a massive one. The Kings acquire Klay Thompson and Cole Anthony from the Magic for De'Aaron Fox. And I actually like this trade for both squads. The Kings are one of the best team in the Western Conference, and they want another sharpshooter in Klay Thompson. It makes sense. While the Magic, they're kind of rebuilding a little bit. Klay was kind of an odd signing for them in the offseason. I don't mind them already ending it, especially if you can get a young star like De'Aaron Fox. I'm surprised the Kings are willing to depart with them, but when you're going for a playoff push, you got to give up what you can. Victor Wembanyama also ties the 3 points made record for the Spurs with Chuck Person. He had 9. We then dropped to the Pacers 120-106. So against the 4 Eastern Conference teams, we go 1-3. Not ideal. A couple more trades in the NBA. I will not highlight these as much as I did the last ones, but let me know in the comment section below what you thought of that Magic Kings trade. I actually don't mind it for both squads. In the next matchup, we lose to the Warriors 112-105. One of their newest pickups, Rozier, had 30. As George leads away with 20. So we go only 1-4 in this episode. That's not good for us. Players of the league, Joel Embiid gets it in the East, and Luka Doncic will get it in the West. But we now sit 18-22 and have a televised matchup at home against the 23-17 Milwaukee Bucks. We haven't been on national TV in quite some time. So let's go out and show that we are still a team that's a threat. This Bucks team is a good team in the East, but they are missing a couple players. Drew Holiday and Chris Middleton are both on the injury report. So we'll see if we can stop Giannis Antetokounmpo. But we'll see that one in the next episode. But thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. If you did, make sure you drop a like and you subscribe down below, especially if you want more basketball content. This is Mr. Rob, and I'll see you in the next one.